I haven't been drinking beer. I was trying not to drink, but I had a kind of rough day at work today, and I was going to the grocery store, and I figured I would treat myself. I thought I deserved it after, I won't get into it, but it was a rough day at work, and I ended up actually leaving early. They let me leave because they knew how flustered I was and whatnot, but anyway, so I figured I'd take advantage of the situation and share with anybody who cares to see. I got a weird beer, weird to me at least. This beer is from Germany. It's called Bitburger. Probably not pronouncing that correctly. It says the brewery is family owned since 1817. Home of Bitburger's That's it.
Not gonna work here anymore anyway.
I can't really read the German. Here's the package that it came in anyway. You can take a look at that. Doesn't really tell you much about it on here, but it's a premium Pilsner, original German Pilsner, 4.8% alcohol, so it's not too bad. I do have to work tomorrow, so I'm trying to be responsible, but there's what the beer looks like. It was brewed according to the German purity law. I'm not even going to try to read the German. Alright, maybe I will. Meat, Haller Tower, own Bitburger. No, I give up. Anyway, maybe if anybody's from Germany and you happen to see this video, you can tell me or tell us about it. Anyway, here goes. Should be a pretty light one. Pilsners usually are. Alright, so it's like looks like a beer. Let's try it. Alright, it's got kind of a dry feel to it. A little hoppy, not too hoppy, not like an IPA, but I think I can taste that proprietary hop that they're talking about. Pretty smooth. Definitely kind of dry. Not the worst beer I've ever drank. Not too bad. I got 4 of them. I'll be drinking all of them. Yeah, it's pretty refreshing. It's got like that kind of a dry finish to it. I'm not a super big fan of that. When you drink beer, you don't have to like it at first. That's usually how beer works to begin with. Like you kind of grow into it. So like, I'm sure after I finish this first one, the second, third, and fourth, they're not even gonna matter. I'll just haul through these and hopefully be in a better mood. I mean, I'm already in a better mood because I'm home and I'm over the work situation. I guess I could tell you a little bit about the work situation if anybody cares to hear about it. So I have this part-time job in the fast food place. I've never worked fast food in my life, but there's one particular place, if you know me, you know I like this particular place. Well, anyway, there's been these reoccurring incidences, and it's really just a series of things adding up together between dealing with difficult customers and difficult coworkers in particular. what I find is some of these coworkers, they're very young. I don't even know how young. Maybe they're only 15 years old. Who knows? But they're very snappy. Uh, like they get flustered too. I understand that, but they're kind of snappy. Um, and like maybe I don't do things quite as good as I can. I'm trying, um, or how I don't do things how they would do it or how they would like it done, and they kind of get really snappy about it, and like just their whole tone is like very scolding, and they have been picking just like the worst times to like snap at me. So I'll be like working a register, taking somebody's food order, and today it happened that this person had a very difficult order to process, and then so I'm already kind of uh, out of sorts with taking this order, and then to have somebody kind of interrupt and snap at me, like kind of like blindsided me, and I lost my whole train of thought, and I was just it was just a really overwhelming situation. Like so many other things in life, like you can deal with, or I'm not going to speak for anybody else but myself, but for me personally, um, I can deal with things, or I try to. It's when those things, like multiple things, start happening at once to where you can't deal with one thing at a time, or if there's two or three things going on, like it just becomes really overwhelming. And I actually I actually did give a 2 week notice. I asked the person who was in charge at the time, like, what's the amount of time that you have to give for a notice to be stay in good standings? And I kind of caught them off guard. They didn't really know what I was talking about. And when I explained it, they're like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah." Well, anyway, so they ended up calling me back in the office and like to talk about, well, what happened, and is it because of so and so? Like they already kind of had an idea, and I was like, well, I don't want to pin it on anybody, because really, like, to me, I'm an adult. Like, I shouldn't let unruly customers or like young adults and their like snappy way of acting get the better of me, right? Like, yes, I'm trying to take responsibility and be like a bigger person, but in that instance, it was very difficult. And anyway, we talked about it, and they ended up letting me leave a little bit early, which was probably a good thing. And I took back my notice and said that I would think about it, and because I usually do come back around and not let things bother me, but it's been kind of a reoccurring thing, and I'm really just trying not to like flip out or like just get really upset and leave with no notice, because I'd like to stay in good standings with this company. Like I do want to work and be able to work again in the future. I was really just kind of disappointed, like that I'm not like immune to things bothering me. So like that I do let this kind of stuff bother me, and I actually like cried a little bit. Just I was so overwhelmed with the in the moment, and so disappointed that it got the better of me, and that I'm even having to confront this issue. But anyway, against my better judgment, I decided to have a couple of beers, and maybe I'd feel better about things. And it probably wasn't the best decision, but at least I only got four of them. which is good because I have to work again tomorrow. And actually, I'll go to work for my first job. I'm working 2 jobs right now. My first job, I'll get there at 7 a.m., get out at 4:30, then drive to my second job, the one that I'm talking about, to start there at 5 and work that, I think, until 10. I think it's till 10. Yeah, so I think it's still 10. Doesn't matter. Anyway, put them together. I'm working like 14 hours or something like that. Wait, 5 to 10, or is it till 11? I don't remember. Basically, I'll end up working 40 hours at one job, and then I think I'm scheduled for like 32, so I'll work 72 hours this week if I can stick it out and not let stupid things get the better of me. But I just got pushed way to the edge, and well, that's what propelled me to get this beer and to decide, hey, maybe I can make something positive out of something negative. Drinking beer isn't usually the way to do it, but I do like to say, like here in the United States, what's so great about the United States, like the founding principles, like individual rights and like liberty is kind of like the first of its kind in history. It's like a social experiment, and like those principles are really what's so great about this country. And maybe we don't live under the quite same, or maybe we're not as adherent to those founding principles as we were at the country's inception, but I think we're kind of riding off the coattails of just a really great idea, like great beginnings, and kind of hard to keep it going at this point and whatnot. But anyway, where was I going with that? Anyway, the founders of the country, when they were writing the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, they were drinking beer because the water wasn't always clean enough. So in the process of doing the brewing, it would get rid of like any bacteria in the process. So that's, I guess, part of why they were always drinking beer. But anyway, maybe some good will come out of it. We'll see. Anyway, I hope everyone is doing well, and that better days are coming for everyone. Anyway, I won't talk your ear off any longer. Thanks for watching. Go get yourself a beer and enjoy yourself. Till next time, cheers.